Morning, Zach.
Morning.
How's your finger doing, by the way?
It's good. Saw the doctor today. Said it looked pretty good.
What can you confirm? I think there's a lot of confusion about what actually happened. What was the injury there? What
I
happened?
don't know exactly how it happened. There's like a laceration, I guess, a cut, a pretty deep cut. Like, you know how you get the lines in your fingers there?
Uh-huh.
Well, on my pointer, it was just a pretty deep cut. And I looked down after I threw a ball, I think to Carrick. It was just kind of open, you know?
Like hanging there?
I could just kind of look inside my finger. It was weird. It was weird.
How many? Wow.
I think it was like five stitches. Yeah, they did a good job. They had to numb it, obviously, to do that, and then the numbness was kind of there to the next morning.
Is there any I don't, maybe a little exaggerating, but is there any residual effects for something like that? Like, is that something that will affect you future throwing the ball, like your feel, your touch with that finger? Or no?
I have feeling and all that, and the movement seems good. I saw the doc today. I'll see Al before I take off here, but I hope not, obviously.
Yeah. Your first play back, I wanted to ask you about because Buck dialed up. It was a deep shot. It was all deep overs and then deep corner there.
Mm-hmm.
Was that something that you were comfortable doing, or do you wish that maybe it was a more of an intermediate throw or something to ease you back into play? Or
I mean, I think hindsight's 20/20. I thought that play in particular it was good for what Toronto was doing to that personnel set. They played at different covers than we thought. That being said, though, the throw to poke was the concept itself was still a viable concept.
Okay. Brady, do you wish that you guys got him the ball more in that game?
Sorry?
Do you wish you guys got Brady the ball more in that game?
I wish we ran more plays. I wish we converted more second downs. I feel like we didn't play. I was talking to somebody last night, and it just I feel like I was on the field for 20 plays. It just didn't feel like a lot of football, And when you don't execute on second down, you don't possess the football. It's going to feel that way. The couple drives that we had pretty effective drives. There were explosives involved in there. That's typically the case on scoring drives, but you need to possess the football in a game like that to give yourself a chance. And I thought we still had a chance.
I just wanted to ask you one last one. Being the quarterback, there's some speculation about whether if Buck's a hot candidate for a head coaching job for going into this offseason. Is that a guy that you want to see come back for you guys? Just given you guys are hosting the Grey Cup, I'm assuming you guys want to try and give it one more go at least to make a run. Is that a coach that you want back in the building here?
I mean, Buck's a guy that I've worked with now for the last 5 years. He's a really, really great person to work with, easy to work with. Obviously, I think we'd want him back. That being said, he's a hot commodity, to use your term there, for a reason. We've had success on offense, and whatever he decides he'll make the right decision for him and his family. So those kind of opportunities come from success, so he deserves that.
How would you assess Buck's play calling in the fourth quarter?
I haven't gone back to watch it. In the moment there, the turnover, the first interception there, but after I came back in the game, would that put us down 11? I think after that. To be quite honest with you, after that, it kind of seems like we were just in hurry up kind of stuff to try to score and try to get the football back. So I'd have to go back and watch it, Jeff, and I haven't done it yet.
I think that's what was so perplexing about it, is that Mike is calculated. Mike thinks, when there's 45 seconds on the clock, Mike thinks there's 20 minutes on it. And so with half a quarter left, down by 8, with an MOP running back and a finger that is hanging off, who's the adult in the building at this point, realizing, why wouldn't you stick with the bread and butter in the run game? Why would this team be constantly dialing up, putting this in your hands when your finger's literally hanging?
Yeah, again, I appreciate the faith, that Buck has in me, so And if you ask me to throw the ball, I'm going to throw the ball. I want to throw the ball, so I'm not going to argue against that. Was I having a hard time gripping the football? Yes, but in those moments, like, you're in the field, you're in the swing of the game, you're feeling the game out. You're adding to that feeling, what Toronto has been playing all game long and how they've been playing the run, how they've been playing the pass, and at that point in the game, Buck thought it was appropriate to call the plays that he called. That's the best I can give you, honestly.
And I think that it's interesting because obviously you and any other person in your position is going to do it. You're not going to say you can't. But is there part of you that should be saying something to him about not being able to do that? Like Ryan Dinwiddie said when he saw you throwing on the field, that's the moment he knew that they were going to win the game. He knew you didn't have your toss. So how much? I mean, I don't want to say your shoulders, but like how much of it is saving you from yourself? How much is it talking with them?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke to Osh, spoke to Buck. I mean, obviously talked with Al. Yeah, I can really only talk about myself. The hardest part, and I've talked to the guys, a lot of the guys afterward. The thing you're dealing with mentally is like, am I being selfish to want to go back in here, even though I don't feel like I can necessarily help to my best ability? And the other side of that is, am I being selfish for bailing on the guys? So like kind of that playing out in my head. To be quite honest with you, like that was that whatever 90 seconds, 120 seconds of throwing the ball with Drew and Chris there, like shit, like I don't know if I can't really throw, but I thought I was as honest as I could be to to Buck there, and Osh said, yeah, go. So again, Osh has played at the highest level in the biggest games, and he understands moments like that and how much you put into it and how much you care for your teammates. So he trusted me, and I appreciate that. And he knows like it was in the right. My heart was in the right spot. Like it wasn't. I don't think I was being selfish because I just, hey, it's my team. I want to go out there. It was not like I just want to be out there with the guys, and I think I can help.
Absolutely. You're hard on yourself at the best of times in the years that you win championships. I'm just, when you hear I'm sure you don't listen to the outside noise, but it's hard to escape it. Talking about your performances in the Grey Cup, talking about all these things. Where are you at? Mentally, as a.
I mean, mentally. You're kind of exhausted from just the way it all ended, disappointed, frustrated. You always want to play better. I've said this to you before, Jeff, like as the quarterback, a lot of times you think if you just do one thing differently, everything can kind of change, and it's the hardest part is, think about every single play and all that. You could drive yourself crazy. That being said, mentally I think I'm in a pretty good space. I'm a very, very blessed individual. Like I'm a part of a great organization. Obviously, the work environment that I get to come to every day is second to none. How much I care for my family and how lucky I think I am for that. Because I get to go home and see my wife and my children every day, and I had so many people come out to the game to support me, and so many calls and everything. I'm in a good space, man.
Last one for me. When you look at 5 straight Grey Cup runs, 3 straight losses, like that's a lot of success over that time. And yet the outside noise is change. I'm sure there's inside voices in this team saying we need to change something to find that, to get over that final hurdle. How much change are you expecting this offseason?
I haven't really thought about it, to be quite honest with you. That's not really up for me to decide, anyways.
Hey, Zach, just one for me. I think we know the answer to this question, but I think it's worth getting on the record. You got a contract for next year. Is there any chance you're not back next year?
Again, we just got off the plane like a day ago. Nicole and I haven't really sat and talked about it. It's something that we have talked about in the past throughout the season, so we'll figure it out here.
Does the finger impact that decision at all?
No.
Thank you.
Sorry. So you're not ruling out retiring? Is that what I'm hearing, or?
No, we're gonna take it day by day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
There's always another team in the Grey Cup, and they're good, but it's probably fair to say you guys in the last 3 haven't brought your best that day.
Mm.
Is it time to take a hard look at what you guys do that week, or no?
I think it's always time to take a look at your process. I mean, win or lose, not just the game, but the entire season, game by game. I think that's very important. Self-reflection is important.
Yeah.
You know, for me personally, I seek people a lot of times outside of the building too for advice on, or to like, hey, can you watch a few of these games and give me some feedback, just for some outside feedback, right? So, I think it's important to look at the whole thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How long will it take you to flip the switch and get excited potentially for another season? Typically, how long does that take, or will this one take longer?
No, it'll come fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is hosting the Grey Cup, for guys who aren't signed, how much of a motivation do you think that might be to come back here?
I think guys just want to play football. So most guys,
Doesn't matter where.
it doesn't matter where. I mean, guys who are up for raises and or whatever that might be for certain people. I've been in one organization, I think. Yeah, I was in Toronto in 12. And I remember that year, and we didn't even have facilities, right? So, but that was still like it was a big deal that entire year. So it was a lot of fun to like kind of watch and semi be a part of. So I would say to the guys, like it'll be a lot of fun for sure.
Yesterday, or not yesterday, but post game, you said, I think it was after the first interception, you came back to the huddle and you said something to the guys, or maybe it was when you came in after the finger.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tailed off and you didn't want to tell us what you said to the guys. Can you tell us now what you said?
Yeah,
to the guys?
I just don't want anything to sound like an excuse.
Right.
Right. OSHA said it now. He knows that I was having trouble gripping the ball, so I said, listen,
Having trouble.
like you gotta don't expect the ball to be like far enough out there for like you gotta come back for the ball. It's probably not gonna get there.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So you're under contract next year, but are you saying like retirement isn't off the table, that you?
Yeah, I really don't want to make it a big deal, to be quite honest with you. Like I want to continue to play. It's just that, I mean, you talked to me and Nicole like at length a few weeks back. It's just a lot going back and forth, and with 3 kids, and all of our family not here. So that is most of it, to be quite honest with you. It's not easy. Yeah.
I was thinking about it this way. If you guys were an Olympic team, we would think 2 golds and 3 silvers is a massive success. Is there any part of you that thinks about it in that way?
I think maybe many years down the road, but it's always, in this sport, Derek, it's the last one. Like you don't remember who lost the last one usually, right? You remember the team that won it. That being, success is an interesting word, it's something that everybody has kind of a different definition of, or a different way of assessing it. I think, and I'm sure Osh will say the same thing. I'm proud of the group this year, like the hole that we dug ourselves in, the way the season started, the injuries, things that hadn't happened in the previous 3 or 4 seasons, kind of really piled up early. And we could have, just kind of let the season go early, and everybody stuck to it. Guys stuck together, believed in each other, believed in the process. I don't know if people were writing us off or not. I have no idea, but nobody was in the locker room was writing, each other off, right? So I'm just really proud of sticking through that, going on the run that we did. It was fun to be around those young guys and be a part of that. Sorry.